date is 11 April 96. And please look on top. Sri J. Dyer, Senior Advocate, and I am there as an Additional Government Advocate. Please look at paragraph 2. On 12 December 95, Respondent number 1 Administrator issued notice to the petitioner in view of Article 443 read with Article 125(1) of the Code of Comunidades, calling upon it to pay outstanding dues towards their Rama, towards staff salaries and maintenance office of rupees 48,80,000 and so and so, for 5 years. This notice is challenged on the ground that there was no legislative competence with the state government to enact the Goa Legislative Diploma 2070 dated so and so, and that the said notice and the demand to the petitioner Comunidad is illegal and invalid. The main plank of the learned counsel for the petitioner's arguments that such legislation relating to Comunidades can only be by Parliament under residuary entry 97 of List 1, Union List of 7th Schedule of the Constitution, while it is the case with the respondents in the affidavit, that affidavit I had drafted, sworn by Angelica Rodrigues, she is the mother of Sanjit Rodrigues, by the way, Under Secretary Revenue dated 2nd April 1996, that the state can enact in view of entry 18 read with entry 32 of list 2 state list for the 7th schedule of the 7th schedule. Now please go to the last page of that. I won't read the whole judgment. The last page. Just see somewhere down. Therefore, just a last sentence before paragraph 14 starts. Therefore, in our opinion, this legislation is valid and the state was competent to enact it in view of entry 18 read with entry 32 of list 2 state list of 7th schedule of the Constitution of India. Therefore, we reject this petition. So I have not only law, I have judgments to back it. I know what I am saying on the floor of the House. I won't mislead. If we have a government which is going to pass a law, they have all the numbers. They have 33, we are just 7. They don't even require. They will listen to us and they'll do what they want. If we stand up and we tell the government, you have seen that clause by clause, the Comunidad law was explained by me, opposed by me, on the grounds how it destroys the independence of the Comunidades. I have shown that you should not keep elected people forever. I have shown how that on one complaint you can suspend an elected managing committee. You are not bringing substitute, but you are trying to appoint your man in the committee. I have also shown other provisions which are going to detrimentally affect. No one did that exercise. I am the only one who did it. If I wanted, I could have remained quiet. And when it came to passing of the bill, I was there with all the other opposition members on the floor, on the well of the House to oppose that amendment. If I wanted to, I could have walked out. I could have sat down. I could have said it's not there. I didn't. Even though the government tried to placate by saying that we are accepting this suggestion, and the revenue minister said that I will bring an amendment in the next session of the House. We were not satisfied with that and we went to the floor of the well of the House. So you can understand that there was nothing which we did to play ball with the government. As far as the agricultural bill is concerned, I am the one again, clause by clause, I am dakoila. On agriculturist mon, loka dakoita lete goinkara benefits atle mon. I dakoila agriculturist can be anybody who can come from any part of India who is cultivating even the garden at the back of his house, he becomes agriculturist. I have even said that what is agriculture? I have explained. I have explained that agriculture includes building farmhouses. I brought provisions of the Land Revenue Code and showed that. So I expressed my apprehension that we will have farmhouse culture here in Minister asks for suggestions. If the government asks for suggestions from opposition and the opposition gives the suggestions and the government accepts it, I think it should be recognized as a victory for the opposition. One should never think, I did not take it as my personal victory. According to me, it's a victory for the opposition. Sadly, I think that is being torn apart to try to show I'm in league with the government. If I want to do settings, I won't go to the minister's cabin like some do there. Probably whether he does, he'll have to answer it in the lunch break and do some settings there. And come back, say one thing and do another thing. I won't do these things. But whoever does it will have to stand up and face the music when the time comes. I have stood for what I have supported, and if my suggestions have been accepted, I think it's a great victory for us in the opposition, and especially the Congress party, which has been able to put forward apprehensions, fears, and whatever the people think about it. Opposition is not meant only for standing on roads, having processions, dharnas, rasta roko, or making dramas in the house. Opposition is also required to give constructive suggestions. I have said that on my day of my election result, that I will be constructive opposition. I will not want to simply stand up and shout and not be able to support what I cannot. And I think this is an underlying philosophy of the Congress party, that the Congress party stands with the people. The Congress party will always support the cause of the people, not only everyday lives, but even the smallest of the smallest. Congress will touch the hearts and minds of everyone and will make sure that Goa is protected, Goa is not finished, and Goa is not sold off. Thank you.
Sir, you also said that you should have, the bill should have put for the House committee and then you should have given the suggestion.
If the government accepts a suggestion on the floor of the House, do you call it, ask a demand that I still want to send to House committee? Select committee.
According to you, what is the bill exactly? Good or bad?
See, as far as the comunidades is concerned, when you're trying to usurp the powers of the comunidades, I can't agree with it. As far as that agricultural bill is concerned, you're going to allow farmhouses to come. Therefore, it can't be. It will be allowing a license to allow them to come.
Then what is the reason for that Cool Mulka Association to oppose it to Tanni, saying that it is danger?
See, there are so many views I've been reading across newspapers and maybe some channels which I got time to see. They talk about agriculture, making agriculture wider than paddy field, because in this act of agriculture it talks only of paddy field. So they want to say wherever is agriculture, it will be paddy field. You must know some history about the Agricultural Tenancy Act. The Agricultural Tenancy Act was actually meant to protect cultivators of fields. Subsequently, somewhere in 1975, Agricultural Tenancy Act was amended to bring even coconut and cashew plantations inside. That is not agriculture, we call those horticulture. So that was also brought in, and there was tenancy also included. So all those lands also got. But now, if you look at this legislation, if you say that, see this is a very funny thing. This land prohibits you from converting a paddy field, from selling a paddy field to a non-agriculturalist. It does not stop you from converting to build a farmhouse, because farmhouse, I told you, is agriculture. You don't require permission to convert to a farmhouse. You have a right to build a farmhouse in a agricultural land. One of the types of agricultural land is a paddy field. Now, if we accept the suggestion of the Mla Goenkars or whoever have said, bring others inside it, I will tell you what could be the danger. According to me, this bill is going to give a certificate and a license to allow paddy fields to become farmhouses. If you bring more land, that will be an open charter to give all those lands also for putting farmhouses. You understand what I'm saying?
There was also
Then-
one point which Vijay Sardesai had mentioned, saying that when you say non-agriculturist, why is not mentioned as non-growth?
And that's what I said, no. That was my first attack because that's the first definition. Who's an agriculturist? I pointed out in my first opening when I start speaking about that bill, the first definition is agriculture. I said the agriculturist can be anyone, not a Goan. Agriculturist can be anybody from any place of India. I said that. You understand? The perception which was sought to be given was a Goankara protect Muslim. This is a bill to protect and for giving Goans. It was not. I don't see it.
How would you react on Valmiki's message against him?
Who Valmiki? The one who wanted to say Ajmal Kasab?
When this Humnida bill was put to voting of the House, right?
Yes.
Who stayed walkout from voting?
I didn't see it. I went to the well of the house.
Your number was reduced to 6.
I honestly didn't see. Maybe you could see the video and you can see who's not there. But I was in the well of the house.